you could be wasting money on every minute you're spending on your admin. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the relationship between the time spent on your admin and the profitability and growth of your private practice. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim. I help therapists in private practice get online, get confident with admin, and reduce tech overwhelm. So let's talk about the true value of your time. This all starts with your billable hours. How many client sessions you are having. So maybe you have decided how many clients you want to see in a week, but have you made that decision based on the amount of admin that you need to do to be able to see those clients? In my experience and with the clients that I have and for therapists that I speak to, they say on average for every session they have with a client, there's another hour worth of administration to do for that client. That can be with regards to invoicing, it can be with regards to scheduling, it can be for research and client notes and things like that. On top of that, you also have additional admin such as inbox management, medical insurance invoicing if you do that, bookkeeping, handling inquiries, discovery calls, and onboarding new clients. All of that is additional admin on top of the daily admin that you have for the clients that you are seeing. So have you based the number of clients that you can see on all of the admin that includes, or is that an add-on? So basically, if you didn't have to do the admin, would you be able to see more clients? If you are seeing clients for £50 an hour, let's just take that as a minimum that you should be charging as a therapist in private practice. Every time you are spending an hour on your admin, you are wasting £50. It is costing you £50 to do that admin, just to read some emails. It's costing you £50 because that is your hourly rate. That is your session rate. So if you think about it that way, basically you are doubling your workload. So let's say you see 15 clients a week. That's going to be 30 hours of work. So you're going to halve your session fee and really you're only paying yourself £25 an hour. So let's talk about opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is all of the missed opportunities you have to earn money. When you are spending your time on these admin tasks, reading emails, scheduling appointments and things like that, you are not able to generate revenue. So your time is much better spent on things that are either bringing you in revenue there and then, or things that could generate you revenue in the future. So these would include seeing more clients. So that would be an obvious revenue generator, but it could also be things that could bring you in revenue in the future. So this could be marketing and networking. So speaking to peers, trying to get them to refer to you, or doing marketing efforts such as social media or writing blogs or creating a podcast, things like that. It can also be training and gaining more skills so that you can see a different variety of clients, you open yourself up to more types of clients, or it can improve your skills in other areas such as creating groups or starting an online course. And it can also be for developing those things. So let's say you want multiple income streams, you want to start a group, you want to create ebooks, or you want to have an online course. It's spending time on doing those things, on creating those things. So you really need to balance your time between seeing clients, which is the main role of your private practice, doing some administration that would be inevitable even if you had systems in place and outsourced help, and also things that can generate you more revenue in the future. And you need to get that balance right so you're not wasting time. So let's talk about the admin overload. There is tons of admin that needs to be done when running a private practice. And I've been through loads of those earlier in this video. And I also have more videos on this subject as well. So I have videos on tasks that you can outsource to a virtual assistant, and I also have videos on systems that you can use to reduce the amount of admin and streamline your practice. So I will make sure those are linked here or in the description. Now, I know here I'm going to be preaching to the choir, but if you are seeing clients all day and then having to do your admin, whether that's during the day, in the evening, or maybe even at weekends, it is going to lead to burnout. I'm in loads of Facebook groups for therapists in private practice. I follow loads of therapists on social media. I have friends that are therapists, and there is a real problem with burnout amongst therapists in private practice. And I think it's because you're trying to do it all. You're trying to run this business, see clients, do all your admin, do your bookkeeping, invoice, everything that you need to do. You're trying to do it all yourself. And realistically, it's not possible for one person. And even if it is, it will lead you to have burnout at some point. And burnout's not going to be great for anyone. It's not good for you, it's not good for your family, and it's not good for your clients. Your attitude towards work is not going to be a positive one. So you're probably going to procrastinate, you're probably going to put off doing things, and then it's going to be really stressful when it comes to actually having to do it. You're going to have lower energy levels when it comes to seeing clients and trying to get new clients, because that's just going to lead to more work for you. It's going to eventually lead to a poorer quality of care for your clients, and it will just damage the therapeutic experience that your clients have. Okay, so what can actually be done to combat this? Well, this is where the role of efficiency comes in, and I have like a two-pronged attack towards efficiency. One side is all around systems and streamlining. I know a lot of therapists don't use a lot of systems to help them in their private practice. So they don't use a scheduling system, they don't use any kind of invoicing platform, they might not have the best email platform to manage their inbox effectively. So that is one side of things that you can definitely do, and it's probably a cheaper way to get efficiency within your practice. You only have to pay for the system itself. So some of that will be free, and some of them there will be charges, of course, but it's not outsourcing the work to another person. But there does come a downside with that if you don't know the platforms well, you don't know how to set them up, you don't know how to get the most out of them. So the other side of the attack is to outsource, is to get a professional assistant to help you create efficiency in your practice, set up systems, and help take some of the workload off you. Once you have outsourced that work, eventually you'll just really be able to forget about it. You won't worry how things are getting scheduled, what inquiries you have, whether clients have completed paperwork and all that kind of stuff, because it will be taken care of by somebody else. It will free up your time for some of the things that I've talked about earlier in this video, or just for you to have some more spare time for your family or life. So let's talk about some of the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant for your private practice. Firstly, their hourly rate should be far less than yours. And I say far less because sometimes I do have conversations with therapists and the actual hourly rate difference isn't very much. That shouldn't be the case, and you should be charging far more for your hourly rate than a virtual assistant is. So the hourly rate should be far less. So where I talked about your time being worth whatever it is that you charge for a session, outsourcing that work to somebody else should be cheaper than you doing it yourself. Most virtual assistants are super flexible and will offer things such as a pay-as-you-go rate or some kind of low retainer so that they can work for you and work for other clients. This is also great because it means they're probably working for other therapists in private practice as well, and they can learn best practices and bring that to you. So if another therapist is doing something really well and is really working for them, they can actually come to you with ideas and say, this system is really good, or this way of invoicing works really well and gets clients to pay on time. Things like that. They will be far quicker at admin tasks than you. Now, you might really enjoy admin and you might be quite good at it, but in the majority of cases that I have seen, admin is really not the forte of the therapist, or even just something they enjoy. So they put it off, or it just takes them longer to do because they're just not enjoying the work. So you may think that you need to outsource 10 hours a week to a virtual assistant to get the admin done. I would probably say it's closer to half of that, and whatever time you're spending on your admin, the virtual assistant will probably eventually, within a few months, be able to do that in half the amount of time. For example, my second ever client was somebody who rented out rooms to therapists. So they used to do their invoicing at the end of each month. They used to take a whole day off of seeing clients so they could do the invoicing. When I took that job over, I could do the invoicing in 2 hours. So they took a whole day off work. Let's say it took them 6 hours. They didn't see 6 clients. So they might have lost £600. I know he charged a lot more than that, but let's just say £600. I eventually did it in 2 hours and I only charged £25 an hour. So it cost him £50 for me to do a job where he was losing £600. Whatever it is that you are spending on your admin, a virtual assistant will probably cut that down for you. They should know the systems that work really well so that they can implement some of that streamlining I talked about for you. They can set up the systems for you. They can get it all working with clients and things like that. So you don't need to worry about the setup of them. And then they can do the work for you in a streamlined fashion, which is much better for clients, you and them. It will allow you to spend time on more important things, whether that's CPD, networking, doing something that only you can do, like creating a podcast or writing blogs, or just spending more time with your family, whatever you want to do with the more time that you'll have. It's really great to have someone to bounce ideas off with as well. I know personally that being in business alone can be really lonely, and not having someone to talk to about the ideas for your practice or where you want it to go or what training you want to do or what next big thing you want to do for your practice can be really hard. So having somebody that you trust and somebody you work with who understands you and your business can really help you with your next career move. So whether that's creating some kind of multiple income stream like an online course or a podcast or whatever it is that you want to do, having someone to bounce ideas off can be really helpful. They'll also have skills in different areas. So you might think starting a podcast is completely out of your reach. It's something you could never do. But having a virtual assistant could make that possible. So they can help research into what equipment you're going to need, what hosting platform you want. They can upload the podcast for you. They can get the transcripts and do all the work around, the administration of that podcast. So it's not something you need to worry about and will allow you to be able to make that dream come true. It will improve the client experience immensely because they will feel really looked after outside of the therapy room as well as inside of it. They'll probably get responses to their emails quicker. They'll get appointment reminders and invoices and all the things that they should be getting, where maybe you're not doing that because you don't have time. You'll have more time for them in the therapy room, so their whole experience of therapy with you will be better. And finally, you'll just have a better work-life balance, whatever that means, whether that is just more time to spend on the things you like doing, more time with your family, whatever work-life balance means to you. Okay, so hopefully in this video, I have helped you realize that every minute you are spending on admin in your business that isn't bringing in any kind of revenue or potential revenue is wasted money. I have loads of other videos on this channel all about systems and working with VAs and things like that for you to get started. But this video was created so the thought of having a virtual assistant isn't some like distant dream in the future when I earn this amount of money or when I see this amount of clients. And actually it can get you to the point of earning X amount of money and having X amount of clients. It can help you get there, not just for when you get there, because possibly if you didn't have systems in place or somebody helping you, you will never get there because you don't have the time or the bandwidth to actually do it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos that I have created, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, but also if you could share it with any therapist friends that you have and that you think could benefit from what I talk about over here. So that would be super helpful if you would share my content, and I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for watching.